Yo, what's going on, guys? GCTV here, final upload of the night, and I'm back with another video, of course. And in this video, we will be reviewing another movie. Another movie from the MCU. We have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, a Marvel comic that has been needing a film, and they finally did it. And yeah, I'm gonna look on Wikipedia, give you guys the plot, then I give you guys my thoughts. Again, I know it's robotic, but it's what I do. Around 1,000 years ago, Zhu Wenwu discovers the mystical Ten Rings, which grant immortality and godly powers. He establishes the Ten Rings organization, conquering kingdoms and toppling governments throughout history. In 1996, Wenwu searches for Ta Lo, a village said to harbor mythical beasts. He travels through a magical forest to the village entrance, but is stopped by guardian Ting Li. The two fall in love, and then the Ta Lo villagers reject Wenwu. Li chooses to leave them. They marry and have two children, Shang-Chi and Zealand. Wenwu abandons his organization and locks away the Ten Rings. When Shang-Chi is 7 years old, Li is murdered by Wenwu's enemies, the Iron Gang. Wenwu dons the Ten Rings once again, massacres the Iron Ring gang, and resumes leadership of his organization. He makes Shang-Chi undergo brutal training in martial arts, but does not allow Zealing to train with the others, prompting her to secretly teach herself. When Shang-Chi is 14, Wenwu sends him to assassinate the Iron Gang's leader. After completing his mission, a traumatized Shang-Chi runs away to San Francisco and adopts the name Sean. In the present day, Shang-Chi works as a parking valet with his best friend Katie, who does not know about his past. They are attacked on a bus by the Ten Rings, who steal a pendant that Li gave to Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi flies out to meet his sister, fearing that the Ten Rings will go after her matching pendant from Li. He reveals his past to Katie, who insists on helping him. They find Zealing at an underground fight club in Macau, which she founded after escaping from Wenwu at 16. The Ten Rings attack the fight club, and Wenwu arrives to capture Shang-Chi, Katie, Zealing, and her pendant. They're taken to the Ten Rings compound, where Wenwu uses the pendants to reveal a mystical map leading to Ta Lo. Wenwu explains that he has heard Li calling to him and believes she has been held captive in Ta Lo behind a sealed gate. He plans to destroy the village unless they release her. When his children and Katie object, he imprisons them. The three meet former actor Trevor Slattery, whom the Ten Rings imprisoned for impersonating Wenwu, and his Hundun companion Morris, who offers to guide them to Ta Lo. The group escapes and goes to Ta Lo, which exists in a separate dimension with various Chinese mythological creatures. They meet Xing Yan, Li's sister, who explains the history of Ta Lo. Thousands of years ago, the universe containing the village was attacked by the soul-consuming Dweller in Darkness and its minions, but it was saved by a Chinese dragon called the Great Protector, who helped seal the Dark Gate to the Dweller's world. According to Nan, the Dweller in Darkness has been impersonating Li to Wenwu so that he will use the Ten Rings to open the gate. Shang-Chi, Jieling, and Katie join the villagers in training and preparing for Wenwu's arrival using outfits and weapons crafted from dragon scales. Wenwu and the Ten Rings arrive and attack. Wenwu overpowers Shang-Chi and forces him into the nearby lake, then attacks the gate with the rings. This allows some of the Dweller's minions to escape, and the Ten Rings join forces with the villagers to fight them. The Great Protector revives Shang-Chi and bears him from the lake to battle the minions. Wenwu and Shang-Chi fight once more, and Shang-Chi gains the upper hand, but chooses to spare Wenwu. The Dweller in Darkness escapes the weakened gate and attacks Shang-Chi. Wenwu saves Shang-Chi, bequeathing him the rings before being killed by the Dweller in Darkness. Shang-Chi, the Great Protector, Zealing, and Katie manage to kill the Dweller in Darkness. Afterwards, Shang-Chi and Katie return to San Francisco, where the sorcerer Wong summons them to Camartage. In a mid-credit scene, Wong introduces Shang-Chi and Katie to Bruce Banner and Carol Danvers. While researching the ring's origin, they discover that the rings are acting as a beacon to something. In a post-credit scene, Zealing becomes the new leader of the Ten Rings, training women against men, despite having told Shang-Chi that she was going to disband the organization. So yeah, that is the whole plot explained by Wikipedia. Now my thoughts. I really like this movie. I like the concept of Shang-Chi. I think it's really, really cool, like this legend of the Ten Rings. I think that's fire, like a family, generations after generations of martial art fighting, and his dad passed him down, ultimately leading to his death, and I'm sure Shang-Chi will do the same to his child. I think that's really cool. It kind of shows this dynasty aspect that it um, kind of occurs in Asian culture, if you will. Not trying to be racist. I mean, what Black Panther did to the African American culture, Shang-Chi definitely achieved in doing for the Asian culture. Maybe not as high of a scale, because Black Panther is one of the best Marvel movies in the MCU, but it definitely succeeded in kind of shining some light on Asians and like giving them empowerment and like telling them that they can do anything. And I really like the message spread by that. I really think this movie's awesome. It's one of my favorites I've reviewed on this channel, like Marvel-wise so far. It's really dope. It was really intriguing, like the story of it. And at the end, they said the Ten Rings will return, so I'm guessing we're gonna get a sequel to this movie, maybe even a trilogy eventually. Maybe he'll band with the Avengers. A lot of stuff could definitely happen with this series. I'm really looking forward to where they're going to take this series. I'm super excited. It's a fun watch. It's a very entertaining watch. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of cool fighting. And actually, I just got done watching the first movie of the Amazing Spider-Man sequel, so we'll have to review that tomorrow morning the second I get up. That's just some news from the channel. Other news though. Tomorrow we will be recording our Madden video. I was gonna do it on New Year's Eve, like right at New Year's, but I'm definitely gonna be doing something with my friends. I'm like almost guaranteeing it. That's gonna be a fun time, New Year's. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my review. I have a little more to talk about. I think it's very dope because at first when I was watching this, I've never heard of Shang-Chi, so this is kind of my opener. I didn't read the comics. I know a lot of like 40, 50-year-olds probably read the comics when they were released because Stan Lee was an absolute legend and he made all sorts of these comics. Shang-Chi, though, really dope concept. I really like it. And at first I was like, is this actually like a Marvel thing? Because when I first saw the trailers and stuff, it's like, this is really Marvel. I was very interested. I didn't watch it in theaters, but from now on, boys, I'm definitely going to the theaters anytime a Marvel release comes out. I gotta get caught up on all them MCU movies, though. That is for certain. And I will definitely catch up, and I will definitely review all the movies I see from here on out on this channel. The more MCU is only expanding. I think Shang-Chi definitely introduced a whole new wave of superheroes, really inspired like the Eternals. I think the Eternals came out before this, but Shang-Chi and the Eternals is definitely going to arouse a whole new generation of MCU movies, and I'm definitely here for it. I do like the OG, but I think it's going to be interesting to see a shift. I think it's going to be interesting to know all these different superhero stories, but Shang-Chi is an OG Marvel guy, so I don't know. Maybe that's a stupid thing to say. The Eternals, though, I think is like a whole new concept, so but yeah, amazing movie. We still gotta watch movies like Thor Ragnarok. We gotta watch Black Widow. The second Spider-Man of Tom Holland, which we will do this Friday. Obviously, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We'll probably end up watching Eternals. I just gotta look at all the MCU movies and I gotta figure out which ones I've watched. Because I've pretty much watched all the Thor ones except for Ragnarok. I've watched all of Iron Man's. I've watched all of Captain America's. I've watched all of the Hulk. And if I'm not watching TV series, if they get a movie, that's great. I'll watch it. But if they only get a TV series, I'm not gonna check it out. Hawkeye has a TV series. WandaVision has a TV series. But no, I'm not gonna watch those. There's other ones in the MCU universe, or I should just say MCU because U in MCU stands for universe. But I'm blabbling on. This movie was awesome. Great fight scenes. It was just really cool. Very intriguing. Very like modern film. Very modern cinematography. All that different stuff. I might go back to doing album reviews soon, but I'm very intrigued by the Marvel cinematic universe there. I'll just say it like that. So I'm just going to keep on watching those videos. I already told you guys what tomorrow's schedule is. Thursday, we're going to have a review out for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Thursday, we're going to have new music. Friday, we're going to be doing a review of the Far From Home Spider-Man movie, and we're going to be reacting to more music. Saturday, we're going to, Friday night, before my friends get over Friday, I'm going to watch Slender Man and stuff. I'm going to watch that. That's going to be a spooky Saturday video. We're returning to that after the holidays. I promised you guys that. And of course, we're going to actually do our top 50 albums of 2021 on Saturday as well. So please, 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 please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you guys enjoy the review. You don't want to miss the end of the year top 50 albums list. I was going to react to Genius's list, which we usually do around here, but I'm not going to. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this movie. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. I think it was a pretty fantastic movie. I recommend, especially if you're not familiar with Shang-Chi, because I'm sure he's going to play a big role in the MCU coming up. And they definitely hinted to that at the end of the movie. But anyways, I gotta go to bed. See you guys